guys, it's Misty Kingma here with Innovation in Tech today. We're at CES 2017 and we're going to sit down and talk to the man behind the sound. This is Riva Audio's Rikki Farr. How you doing?
Really, really well.
Yeah?
Unbelievable. It's not even that early in the morning. It's fantastic. And look at this place. I mean, I've been coming here for years and it defies me that just the energy, and you guys at Innovative for Tech, I mean, you've become part of our family.
Good.
So
Good to
I'm
hear.
so happy to be here and talk to you, Misty. And
Fantastic. We're going to get to your history at CES and also your history with British rock. But first, let's talk about Riva Audio. Tell me quickly, do you have like a one-sentence elevator pitch that you tell people if they don't know what it is?
Riva really, the name Riva actually is a Greco-Roman word, which was when the Romans brought the water from the Alps through the aqueducts, they referred to the purity of the flow of that water as the Riva. And we are about, and I know I don't want to sound pretentious, but at my time in history, I can say it quite openly.
I think you're allowed to.
I think I'm allowed to. We are really working very hard and seemingly successful at it in bringing back the truth of the recorded material.
Okay.
Just like the purity of flow of that water for Riva, it's anecdotal to the purity and the flow of our sound.
Okay, into home audio.
Into home audio, at the moment.
Okay, so what kind of innovation have you guys brought to CES this year?
Well, if you had a chance to look at the entrance, we won the CES Innovation Tech Award for wireless home audio.
Congratulations.
We won 2 awards, and I won't talk too much about it because there's a lot of people who feel they should have won it, but you know what? Sorry guys, got to get ahead of us. Not going to happen.
It's okay. I think you guys deserve it.
Well, I tell you, shout out to Innovative in Tech. You've been the wind in our sails and supported us in our endeavors to do what we do at Riva. And my engineers have really taken to heart your support, and you own a star in the Hollywood Walk of Riva fame, if there's going to be one. So for that, we're really, really grateful.
Oh, geez, you're too kind. Thank you.
No, it's
Big
not
words
kindness.
from the man here.
It's the truth. It is the truth.
All right, so a lot of people know this about you. You're a huge music legend, producer, mixer, composer, all of that stuff. I also hear you acted a little bit. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of that. You've worked with the Beatles, the Doors, the Who, Jimi Hendrix, etc., etc. So tell me just a little bit about how you transitioned from that to working with Riva Audio.
Well, there comes a time, I'm 75, and there comes a time when your body, even if it's your mind, you just cannot tour. And it's unfair to the new up-and-coming artists for me to bring what I did with the Floyd and what I did with Rod Stewart or Led Zeppelin or Bob Marley doesn't necessarily transfer to the modern music. And frankly, I'm not a bigot, but I don't appreciate as much as I should do the modern music because I come from that time of lyricism, of the emergence of that particular music. So, Misty, in a nutshell, Riva really is a continuum of bringing to a whole audience the music that was rehearsed in my studios, played on my stages, in my clubs, brought to an audience that has been listening to it through this tinny, over-processed, over-DSP'd treason of the original music.
Yeah, you're trying to teach them what music really sounds like.
Well, how it was made.
Yeah.
How it was made. The Pink Floyd rehearsed in my studios, Dark Side of the Moon, Amagama. I heard when Pete Townsend did that Rickenbacker downstroke of talking about my generation. I don't want to hear it. You know, I want to hear it. I want to hear it like it was played.
Yeah. So, speaking to that, how do you think that millennials have changed the audio industry and the music industry? Do you think they're changing for the better or for the worse?
Well, actually, it's a curve. At the first, it started out worse and getting better as opposed to the opposite.
Okay.
Because the big technology companies who we feed off, the Googles, the Amazons, the Microsofts, they all are putting, because software has come in to the streaming and the reproduction of that music. So what we did is we took what they've done and we created, and we were able to get patented. And I'll tell you, we got lucky. We'd be able to patent Trillium, which takes a stereo signal and separates it, and we restranded it so that it's physics, it's not gimmicks, that it comes out in 3 channels. And when you listen to a single speaker, and this is what we're finding with our presentation at our suite, that people are going, where's the other speaker? And this is really
incredible.
It is incredible. And I have to tell you, I'm sitting up here talking because I'm the old crud who was there in the early days, but absolute kudos and props. I am, if I have one talent, it's choosing amazing people to give me the right to sit up here and talk about some really cool stuff.
Well, I think you got to share your stories. You did mention that you're going to write a book eventually. What would you call your book?
Well, I don't know if you have time, but I have a story for you. I was flying with David Frost on the very early Concords.
Okay.
And I was asked to, the Concorde was very narrow, it's only 4 seats, very narrow.
Okay.
And I was asked to stand up by these 2 tall, good-looking gentlemen with sunglasses, stand up and go to the rear of the cabinet, and I said, the cabin. So I said, what's the problem? And they said, come with me, Mr. Farr. So they knew my name. They said, do you mind if we pat you down? So anyway, they patted me down, and I thought, this is so strange. And they said, you'll be flying beside a passenger. We'd like you not to talk to her. We'd like you to enjoy your flight and let her off first when we get to London.
Who was
So
it?
I thought, okay. So I sat down, and I knew the plane was leaving because the Concorde was on time. And then I heard the door close, and this guy came, and I stood up, and this lady came and sat by the window, and she had the Hermes scarf and these big dark glasses, and I smelled the Chanel 5, and I thought, and I'm sitting there, and after we'd gone up and we'd hit Mach 1, out of the corner of my mouth I said, I'm not supposed to be talking to you. And she said, isn't it ridiculous? Hi, I'm Jacqueline Onassis. And it was Jackie Onassis. She was publishing for Doubleday in London. And I have her card, I still kept it. And we talked, and she said, I would love to publish your book. And I said, well, everybody wants the juicy and the meaty things, and I have lots and lots of those. And they're still my dear friends, and I couldn't write things that would hurt them.
All right, so one day, perhaps, it's all set up and ready to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and finally I want to ask you about CES because it's the 50th anniversary of CES this year. Do you have a favorite memory from CES?
A favorite memory?
Of anything, someone you met or something you saw?
Well, you know, I do have a favorite memory, and that was when I owned a company called Diamond Audio.
Okay.
And we had just won the award for Best High-End Aftermarket Car. And my good friend, who I produced for many years, Rod Stewart, said, well, I'll come on over. And then Mick Fleetwood said, I'll come on over. And then my partner at the time, who is John Paul Tajoria, he owns Patron Tequila and Paul Mitchell Hair Care. He came, and he was with the guy, The Rock, who was then a young...
This sounds quite a group.
And we had, I think we had a 40 by 40 booth. It was like one of those French nightclubs in the middle of summer.
Can we bring that back? Where is it?
You couldn't move. Everybody was, and all you could see was Rod's little, you know...
Okay, I want to go to this booth.
Right.
Can we bring this back? Riva, we'll make that happen for you guys next year, maybe. We'll come visit you.
Riva will do some pretty extraordinary things.
And we'll come cover the party.
Well, Misty, you will certainly be invited.
Thank you.
You guys will be there in spades. And just a shout out to CES and a shout out to Innovative and Tech. You guys, there's a lot of stuff here that is plastic, motorized, digitized, and has been run with software. And if I miss anything, and I find it here, is the passion and the soul. If you're going to find a product that will endure and a brand that will endure, it has to have passion and it has to have soul from its creators. And you have that in here, in the way you started this magazine, the way you started the editorials, the way you interview. I, frankly, I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of people who want to talk to me. It was my pleasure to trek over here and come and see you guys, because I owe you a big thanks. You were there at the beginning, and I will make sure that with the same passion and soul, you will be there as we move forward into the future.
Well, on behalf of Innovation in Tech, thank you so much. That's so kind. Rikki, thank you. Thanks for your time and thanks for the chat.
Misty, you do Dutch American girls a huge compliment.
Okay, thank you. All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much.